Hello students, we are doing the problems related to the radical center and radical axis. So let us see the problem here. Three circles intersect orthogonally, that is pairwise. Then the radical center of the three circles is dash of the triangle ABC. So three circles intersects orthogonally. Then the radical center of the three circles is dash of triangle ABC. What are ABC? Where ABC are centers of the three circles. Where ABC are centers of three circles. It is also given to you. So there are three circles intersecting orthogonally pairwise. Their centers are ABC respectively. Then the radical center of the three circles is what for the triangle ABC? That is the question. See here, this is the first triangle, circle, first circle. Its center is at C1, and this is the another circle having center at B, and this is the third circle having center at C. These are the three circles intersecting orthogonally having centers at ABC as shown in this figure. Pairwise cutting orthogonally. These are the three circles. Now we have to find out the radical center is what for the triangle ABC. This is the line joining of ABC. We form a triangle. For this triangle the radical center is what? So this is the question. Now these two intersecting orthogonally as well as these two intersecting orthogonally. We mean this is the circle intersecting orthogonally the two circles. Intersecting orthogonally the two circles. We know that the radical axis of any two circles is perpendicular to the line joining of their centers. These two are the centers of these two circles. So this is the corresponding radical axis. Am I correct or not? This is perpendicular to what? Line joining of these centers. At the same time, the radical axis passing through C, because two circles are intersected by this circle orthogonally, therefore the radical axis passing through center of the circle. That means what? This is the radical axis perpendicular to line joining of AB and passing through the opposite vertex C. We mean this radical axis becomes what? Altitude of the triangle. This becomes what? This is the altitude of the triangle related to side AB. Similarly, these two circles are intersecting orthogonal by this circle. That means the radical axis of these two circles passing through center B and that is perpendicular to AC. The common chord of the two circles becomes what? Radical axis. This is the second radical axis. Also this is another altitude. So this is one altitude. This is the another altitude for the same triangle. So these two intersect at this point. Similarly there exists another altitude here. This is the radical axis. The radical axis becomes here altitude. So the point of concurrence of radical axis is what? Radical center. The point of concurrence of altitudes is what at the same time? Orthocenter. So the radical center of the three circles is becomes what now? Radical center is equals to orthocenter of the triangle. Orthocenter of triangle ABC. So why every radical axis becomes altitude? I repeat once again, radical axis is always perpendicular to line joining of their centers, and at the same time this radical axis passing through center of the circle, because these two circles are intersected by this circle with orthogonally, makes 90 degrees. At that time the radical axis is always passing through center of that circle. What is the center here? One of the vertex of this triangle. So this is the line passing through opposite vertex and perpendicular to this side, okay, AB. That means the line joining of the centers. So the radical axis becomes altitude. Every radical axis becomes what? Altitude here. So the point of concurrence of the altitudes is orthocenter. The point of concurrence of radical axis is radical center. So the radical center becomes what? Orthocenter of this triangle. Understand? Next. A, B, C are the vertices of the triangle ABC. the circles described on AB, BC, CA as diameters, then the radical center of the three circles is dash of the triangle ABC. This is the another question for you. So, what are ABC? These are the vertices of the triangle ABC. Now construct three circles such a way that AB has diameter, BC has diameter, also CA has diameter. So there are three circles, there exists radical center. For that radical center is what? To the triangle ABC. To the triangle ABC. That is my question here. So first of all, let me try to draw the figure related to this problem. This is the first vertex, second and third vertex of triangle ABC. So this is the triangle ABC by joining their vertices. This is A, B and C. What you have to prepare? You have to prepare the three circles such that AB, BC, CA has diameters. So this is the first circle, AB has diameter, and this is the second circle as AC has diameter, and this is the third circle, BC has diameter. These are the three circles intersecting in this manner. We are preparing the three circles as AB, BC, CA as diameters. Now there exists a radical center for this. That radical center is what for my triangle ABC? That is the question. So the radical axes are like this. This is the radical axis because two circles intersect each other, then their common chord will be the radical axis. Here the two circles intersect each other. The common chord is the radical axis. At the same time, this is the radical axis, common chord of the two circles. So this is the radical axis. They meet at this point. This point is now radical center. This is the radical center. Now this point is what for my triangle ABC? This triangle is what for my triangle ABC? We have to find out. My dear students, see the first concept. This is the line through the vertex and perpendicular to BC. Am I correct or not? Because the radical axis of two circles is perpendicular to line joining of their centers. If I am going to show this is perpendicular, how can I show? Now see here, this is AB as diameter, this is some D is midpoint of AB. Similarly, this is the midpoint of AC. That means D and E are the centers of these two circles. The line joining of the midpoints of the sides of triangle is always parallel to the third side. We know that. The line joining of midpoints of sides of triangle is always parallel to the third side. So your radical axis is always perpendicular to line joining of their centers. It is 90 degrees automatically. This is 90 degrees. This is also 90 degrees. So this is the line passing through this vertex and perpendicular to the opposite side. A line passing through vertex perpendicular to opposite side becomes what? Altitude. So this is one of the altitude. Similarly, consider this is midpoint F say. Now join EF. This is the line joining of the midpoints of two sides. This is parallel to third side. Now this is the radical axis of these two circles. Radical axis is always perpendicular to line joining of their centers. Here angle is 90 degrees, we mean here also 90 degrees. Am I correct or not? That means this is the line passing through vertex and perpendicular to the opposite side. So it becomes also an altitude. So the point of concurrence of altitudes is what now? Orthocenter. Here also radical center becomes orthocenter. Radical center is orthocenter. So in this problem, the basic concept is here, the line joining of the centers is always perpendicular to the radical axis. That is the known concept to you. And here we are using the line joining of midpoints of the sides of triangle is parallel to the third side. Here the midpoints of the sides are nothing but what? Centers. Midpoints of the sides of triangle are centers, because we are preparing the circles AB, BC, CA as diameters. So midpoints are what? Centers. At the same time, these are the midpoints of the sides of the triangle. So midpoint of side of triangle coincident with your center of the circle. Understand? So by line joining of these DE is parallel to BC, because the line joining of midpoints of any two sides of triangle is parallel to the third side. Is parallel to third side. With that concept, these two are perpendicular. Here these two are also perpendicular. Therefore, this is the line passing through vertex perpendicular to the side. That becomes what? Altitude. In the same manner, we are doing two times. We have three altitudes. The point of concurrence of altitudes is itself what? Orthocenter. So the radical center of the three circles becomes orthocenter of that triangle. Orthocenter of the triangle. Okay. Next one. Suppose n circles are in a plane such that number of all possible radical axes is equal to the number of radical centers, then n is what? They are asking. So a plane consists of n points. With the help of that n points, n circles are there. Suppose there are n circles in a plane. With the help of that n circles, you are going to prepare a radical axis, possible radical axis and possible radical centers, such a way that here the number of radical axes is equal to the number of radical centers. Then what is the value of n they are asking. So how many circles in your plane? There are n circles. We are preparing all radical axes. That means the all possible radical axes are drawn. So to get a radical axis, how many circles you have to need? Two circles. For every two circles, there exists a radical axis. We are doing maximum number of radical axis, maximum number of radical centers, both are equal. We are doing in this manner. So for every two circles, there exists a radical axis. So the number of radical axis is NC2. Selection of two circles out of n circles is what? NC2. For every two circles, there exists one radical axis. We mean the number of radical axis is NC2 into 1, that is NC2. Again, for every three circles, there exists a radical center. For every three circles, there exists a radical center. So you have to select the three circles in NC3 base. The number of radical centers are NC3 into 1, that is NC3. So number of radical axis is NC2, number of radical centers is NC3. What they are given to you, both are same. Number of radical axis is equals to number of radical centers. Then can you say n value or not? NCR is equal to NCS, then immediately n is equals to R plus S or R is equal to S. 2 never 3, 2 not equals to 3 implies n is equals to 2 plus 3, therefore n is equals to 5. So biologically we can do this one. We can't try to do how to obtain 5, how to obtain the number of radical axis, number of radical centers by taking the 5 circles itself. By theoretically we can easily prepare this one. NC2 is the number of radical axis, NC3 is the number of radical centers. Given that both are same, therefore the number of possible ways for the selection of circles is 5. So if you take 5 circles in a plane, you have 5C2, that means 10 radical centers and 10 radical axis will be prepared here. So number of radical axis is equal to number of radical centers are given to you. That is why for every 2 circles there exists 1 radical axis, for every 3 circles there exists 1 radical center. We are equating them. NC2 is equals to NC3. We get the value of n as 5. Next one. See, this is the question. If the circle x square plus y square plus 2ax plus cy plus a equal to 0 and x square plus y square minus 3ax plus dy minus 1 equal to 0 intersected two distinct points P and Q. These are the two circles intersected two distinct points P and Q. Then the line x plus by minus a equal to 0 passing through P and Q for how many values of a? For how many values of a? That line passing through the points of intersections P and Q, that is the question. So there are two circles. This is one circle. This is the another circle. Their point of intersections are P and Q. Okay. How to obtain the line equation PQ? How to obtain the equation of line PQ? That is nothing but what? Radical axis. So it is nothing but s minus s dash equals 0. Can I write the equation of radical axis or not? It is very easy for you. Subtract one circle from another circle. What is the first equation, my dears? X square plus y square plus 2ax plus cy plus a equal to 0. What is the another equation? X square plus y square minus 3ax. Next what? Plus dy minus 1 is equal to 0. These are the two circles. One is s is equal to 0, other one is s dash. Radical axis what now? S minus s dash equal to 0. So these two gets cancelled. This is 5ax plus c minus d times of y plus a plus 1. This is the radical axis. But given that this is the line joining of PQ is given to you, x plus by minus a equal to 0. X plus by minus a equal to 0 is the equation of line joining of PQ. You have to check how many values of a this is valid. So this is our obtained radical axis. This is indirectly given radical axis. Both are represents the same line. So their corresponding coefficients are proportional. So we are equating their proportionality. 5a by 1 is equal to c minus d by b. C minus d by b is equals to a plus 1 by minus a. A plus 1 by minus a, because they are proportional. Their coefficients are proportional. Equating first and last, we get 5a is equals to a plus 1 by minus a. Implies 5a square minus 5a square is equal to a plus 1. We mean what? 5a square plus a plus 1 is equal to 0. So, my dears, is it quadratic equation in A or not? It is quadratic equation in A. What is its discriminant? B square minus 4ac, that is 1 minus 20. This is minus 19, clearly which is less than 0. So, is there any real value for A which is satisfied? No. There is no real value for A which satisfies this equation. Therefore, there is no real value of A such a way that the line passing through P and Q. Hence, no value of A. The answer is what? No value of A. That means the number of values of A is 0. Hence, so the number of values of A is 0 is obtained here. So this is the real radical axis obtained by the question itself. This is the given radical axis. Both are same. Their corresponding coefficients are proportional. So by equating their first and last, 5a by 1 is equal to a plus 1 by minus 1, we get the quadratic equation in A. It has no root because no real root, because b square minus 4ac is less than 0. Suppose it has two real roots, we say that there exist two values of A. This is valid. Suppose its b square minus 4ac is 0. What do you say? For a single value of A, it is possible. For single value of A, it is possible. In this manner, we can choose the values of A such a way that these two represents the same radical axis or not. Understand? So, we are comparing with the obtained radical axis to the given radical axis. Simple question. So, it was asked in previous JEE questions. See, this is the another question to you. If the circle x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0 cuts each of the three circles at extremities of diameter, not cutting orthogonal edges, at extremities of diameter, then its center is what? Very nice question to you. This is the circle. What is the role of that circle? Cuts orthogonally the three circles is not given here. Cuts the three circles such a way that at their extremities of diameter, not cutting orthogonally here. Suppose this is my circle, x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0. What is the role of the circle? It bisects the three circles. That is the given condition. This is the one of the circle, this is the second circle, this is the third circle. Bisects the circumference means what? So it makes half of the circumference of the circle. That means in this manner, not cutting orthogonally here. This is the work of the circle S is equal to 0 say. If you take this one as S, This is the SCG equal to 0. That's at the extremities of diameter. That's these three circles at the extremities of diameter, we mean bisect the circumferences. Suppose this is AB, this is the CD, and this is EF, say. This is the row. That means what? This is the center of these circles, C1, C2, and C3. From the figure itself, what you conclude? The radical axis of S equal to 0 and first circle lies on what? Your first circle. Similarly, radical axis of these two lies on this circle. Center of the second circle. Radical axis of these two passing through center of the third circle. These are the conditions. So, one circle passing through extremities of a diameter, we mean that bisects the circumference of the circle. Bisects the circumference of the circle. Already we discussed. One circle bisects the circumference of circle, then the radical axis passing through center of circle, which is bisected by the other. So we have to apply that condition 3 times here. With the help of the 3 conditions, we have to find out the center of the circle. So first of all, we subtract these two, one from other first two circles. S equal to 0 is there, x square plus y square is equals to 4 is the first equation. This is the second equation and this is third equation. So this is the radical axis, first radical axis, this is the second radical axis, this is the third radical axis. Now what is the equation of the first radical axis? Subtract s from the first equation itself. What is that? 2gx. The radical axis 2gx plus 2fy plus c. If you take 4 to the left side, minus 4, minus of minus plus 4. This is the radical axis of s equal to 0 and the first circle. This is the corresponding first radical axis. This is one. Now, this is passing through what? Center of the first circle. What is the center of the first circle, my dears? 0, 0. Substitute 0, 0 here itself. What we get? C plus 4 is equals to 0. So we have C is equal to minus 4. So 0, 0, it satisfies the center of the circle. Again, find the radical axis of S equal to 0 and second circle. What we obtain? 2g minus of minus plus 6. 2g plus 6 times of x plus next what? 2f plus 8 times of y. We are subtracting plus c minus 10. What is the center of the second circle? 3, 4. Its center is what now? 3, 4. Substitute 3, 4. 2g plus 6 into 3 plus 2f plus 8 into 4. What is your c? Minus 4 minus 10. Minus 14 equal to 0. So 6g plus 8f plus 18 plus 32 minus 14 equal to 0. This is 4. 36 is there. 36. 6g plus 8f plus 36 is equals to 0. 3g plus 4f plus 18 equal to 0. 3g plus 4f plus 18 is equals to 0. This is equation number 2. C is equals to minus 4. Say this is Roman 2. This is the Roman 1. We are obtaining the conditions. Next what? You have to find the radical axis of S equal to 0 to the third circle and substitute the center of the third circle itself. We get the next condition. What is the center here? Minus 1, 2. The center of the circle is minus 1, 2. What is the radical axis of S equal to 0 to third circle? 2g minus 2 times of x plus 2f plus 4 times of y plus c plus 2 equal to 0. You have to substitute minus 1, 2 here. You have to substitute minus 1. Replace x by minus 1 and y by 2. And you have c is equal to what? Minus 4. On simplifying, what we get? Minus 2g plus 2 Next, plus 4f plus 8 minus 2. Minus 2, this is equals to 0. So, minus 2g plus 4f minus 2g plus 4f, this is plus 2 minus 2 gets cancelled. Plus 8 is equals to 0. This is a Roman 3. We have three equations, 1, 2, 3. We get the equation of circle itself, but just they are asking center of the circle. By solving Roman 2 and Roman 3, we obtain the equation. This is 3g plus 4f plus 18 is equals to 0. 3g plus 4f plus 18 equal to 0. This is minus 2g plus 4f plus 8 is equals to 0. So, by solving these two equations, we get the values of g comma f. What is the center of circle? Minus g comma minus f. So, subtract 2 from 3. From 3, what we get, dear students? See here, 3g minus of minus plus 2g, 5g. 5g. Here 4f gets cancelled. 18 minus 8, that means plus 10 is equals to 0. This is 18 minus 8, 10. This is 3 plus 2, 5g. So the value of g is equals to minus 2. Substitute g equal to minus 2 in 3. 2 2s are 4. Again plus 4f plus 8 equal to 0. So 4f is equals to minus 12. F is equals to minus 3. So g is minus 2, f is minus 3. What is the center here? The required answer is minus g comma minus f, that is 2 comma 3. 2 comma 3 is the center of circle which passing through the extremities of diameters of the three circles. Which passing through the extremities of diameters of the three circles. Not cutting orthogonally here. The sense is different here. So what is the role of SCG equal to 0? It is passing through extremities of diameters of the three circles. We are finding the circle equation. You may find the equation of circle also. Substitute, already you have the value of C. You have the center, minus g minus f is also there. Substitute FGC in SCG equal to 0, we obtain the required equation itself. But just they are asking center of the circle itself. What is the center? 2 comma 3. Only the logic is here. You find the radical axis of S equal to 0 to the three circles. We have three radical axes. Substitute their corresponding centers in those radical axes. We get the three conditions. Solve the conditions, we obtain FGC values. Minus g minus f is the center of the circle, or substitute FGC values in S itself, we get the equation of circle. So, radical axis of these two passing through center of that circle. That is the idea behind this problem. So, very important question for you. See, this is the question. The equation x square plus y square minus 2x minus 2 lambda y minus 8 equal to 0 represents a system of circles where lambda is a parameter passing through two fixed points A and B. Then the circle on AB's diameter is what? So the given equation represents not only a circle, it gives the system of circles by varying the value of lambda. So all these circles intersect at these 2 points A and B, they are given to you. Now we have to find out the equation of circle on AB's diameter is what? That is the question. So the given equation is what now here? This is x square plus y square minus 2x minus 2 lambda y minus 8 equal to 0. It represents a system of circles for giving the values of lambda itself. All these circles intersect at 2 points A and B. We have to find out the equation of circle on AB's diameter. That means it has infinite number of circles like this. All the circles meet at the point A comma B. We have to find out the equation of circle on AB's diameter. Suppose this is the circle on AB's diameter, say. We have infinite number of circles through A comma B. This is the system of circles. we have to prepare the equation of circle on AB as diameter. So can I write this equation as in this manner or not? X square plus y square minus 2x minus 8 plus minus 2 lambda times of y is equal to 0. Am I correct or not? It is of the form s plus some lambda L is equal to 0. Always represent a system of circles. Every circle passing through point of intersection of s equal to 0 and L is equal to 0. Am I correct or not? Already we discussed it. S plus lambda L equal to 0 represents the system of circles passing through points of intersection of circle s equal to 0 and line L equal to 0. So this is one of my circle S, this is the line L. S equal to 0, this is L is equals to 0. For some lambda, this is my required equation. For some lambda, this is my required equation. Then what happened? Center of S plus lambda L is equal to 0, lies on L is equal to 0. AB is diameter. Already we have done so many problems related to that one. S plus lambda L equal to 0 is one of the circle. If AB is diameter to that one, its center always lies on that line or not? This is the circle AB as diameter. This is of the form what? S plus lambda L equal to 0. Its center lies on what? L is equals to 0. So for this, what is the center of the circle for some lambda? Center C is equals to 1 comma lambda. Half of x coefficient with negative sign, half of y coefficient with negative sign. It lies on what? Lies on radical axis, that is y is equal to 0. Substitute here lambda, y is equal to 0, what happened? Lambda is equals to 0. So for lambda is equal to 0, the equation becomes what? X square plus y square minus 2x minus 8 equal to 0. Very simple question for you. This is the circle in that system such a way that AB has diameter of the circle. So I will explain the meaning of the question once again. The given equation represents an infinite number of circles and all the circles intersect at AB. We have to find out the equation of circle in that system such a way that AB has diameter to that circle. AB has diameter to that circle. So every circle in that system is of the form what? S plus lambda L equal to 0. For some lambda, this is my required equation, then immediately its center lies on what? Its radical axis. Because that AB is diameter to that circle, every center lies on its diameter. Therefore, the center of this circle is what? 1 comma lambda. I am going to substitute 1 comma lambda in its diameter, that is the radical axis. From this equation, the radical axis is what now? Y is equals to 0. Substitute 1 comma lambda in y is equals to 0, we obtain lambda is equals to 0. Keep lambda equal to 0 in the above equation, we obtain x square plus y square minus 2x minus 8 equal to 0. This is the answer to this system has AB as diameter. Okay. Next one. See, this is the question. Minus 2 comma 3 is midpoint of chord AB of the circle x square plus y square equal to 81. The equation of circle passing through points A comma B and another point 0 comma 1 is what? This is the question. What is minus 2 comma 3? Midpoint of chord AB of circle x square plus y square is equals to 81. So this is the circle, say x square plus y square is equals to 81. This is the one of the chord whose midpoint is minus 2 comma 3. This is the midpoint of the chord AB of the circle x square plus y square is equals to 81. Now we have to find out the equation of circle through the points A and B and also 0 comma 1. So you have to find out the equation of another circle passing through A comma B and also the another point 0 comma 1. This is the question. So this is given to you. You have to find out this equation of circle passing through the 2 points and also 0 comma 1. You have the circle equation S is equal to 0. Can I get the equation of line or not? Midpoint is given to you. Circle equation is also given to you. Midpoint of chord is also given to you. Can I write the equation of chord with midpoint or not? What is that? S1 is equals to S11. Equation of AB, first of all I am going to write. Equation of AB, that is L equal to 0, is S1 is equals to S11. In circle chapter itself, we have the formula S1 is equals to S11. So, I am going to apply S1 for minus 2 comma 3 to x square plus y square equal to 81. S1 means what? Minus 2x plus 3y minus 81 is equal to, substitute the point in the same circle, that is 4 plus 9 minus 81. 81, minus 81 gets cancelled. So we have 2x minus 3y plus 13 equal to 0. This is my line L is equals to 0. So S equal to 0 we have, L equal to 0 is also obtained. The equation of any circle passing through points of intersections S equal to 0 of S equal to 0 and L equal to 0, we mean A comma B is of the form S plus lambda L equal to 0. The circle equation is always of the form S plus lambda L equal to 0. So we are preparing S plus lambda L equal to 0. How many circles can you draw? You can draw infinite number of circles through A comma B. You can draw infinite number of circles, but we don't want all those circles. That circle just passing through 0 comma 1 is enough for you. So we are preparing S plus lambda L equal to 0. What is that? X square plus y square minus 81 plus lambda times of 2x minus 3y plus 13 equal to 0. Now you just substitute 0 comma 1 here itself. You get the value of lambda. Substitute lambda in the above. We obtain the required answer. 0 plus 1 minus 81 plus lambda times of 0 into 2, 0 minus 3 plus 13 is equals to 0. That is minus 80 plus 10 lambda is equal to 0. So the value of lambda becomes 8. Substitute lambda equal to 8 itself, we obtain the answer. What is the answer now? X square plus y square. We are writing 8 here. 8 2s are 16x. Again 8 3s minus 24y. So 8 into 13 here. 80 plus 24, 104. Minus 81 is also there. 23. So plus 23 equal to 0. This is the answer. So x square plus y square plus 16x minus 24y plus 23 equal to 0. This is the answer. You may check, is it passes to 0 comma 1 or not? 0 plus 1 plus 0, that is 1 minus 24 plus 23. So satisfied. So this is the equation of circle passing through A comma B and also 0 comma 1. So indirectly they are given line equation. So we are preparing the equation of line by using S1 is equals to S11 in this problem. There is nothing new in this problem. Just by writing S1 equal to S11, we obtain the equation and form S plus lambda L equal to 0. Substitute 0 comma 1, we obtain the required equation. Okay. See, this is the question. Locus of poles of straight line 2x plus 3y minus 4 is equal to 0 with respect to the circles, that is the system of circles x square plus y square plus 2 lambda x minus 16 is equal to 0 where lambda is variable. Locus of poles of straight line. Line is unique. Why we are obtaining different poles? Here the circles are varying. For every circle, for every line, there exists one pole. Here the circles are varying. Line is unique. For every circle, with respect to this line, there exists one pole. So you collect all such poles, you get some locus. That is, we are going to find out here. Locus of poles of straight line with respect to the circles where lambda is a variable. That is, the system of circles are given to you. By varying the lambda itself, we get the different circles. For every circle, there exists a pole with respect to the same line. So you collect all such type of poles, you get some locus. That is, you are going to find out here. So for this, let Px1 comma y1 be pole. Px1 comma y1 be pole of 2x plus 3y minus 4 equal to 0. Say this is equation number 1 with respect to x square plus y square plus 2 lambda x minus 16 equal to 0 for some lambda. This is pole. That means polar of p x1 y1 can I write or not? What is the polar equation for p? S1 equal to 0. That S1 equal to 0 and this line are same or not? This is pole for that line, then immediately that line is polar to this point with respect to the circle. But marginal polar is what? S1 equal to 0. So S1 equal to 0 we obtain. Already this is the line. Both represent same, then we compare. So the polar of P, the polar of P x1 comma y1 is what? S1 equal to 0. So I am writing S1 equal to 0, xx1 plus yy1 plus lambda into x plus x1 minus 16 equal to 0. We mean x plus x1 plus lambda into x plus y1 y plus lambda x1 minus 16 equal to 0. This is the obtained polar for x1 comma y1. This is pole of that line with respect to the circle. So this is polar of this point with respect to the circle. This is the polar. But we obtain the polar is in this manner. Therefore, these two equations represent the same line. 1 and 2 represents same. 1 and 2 represent same. Comparing like coefficients, we get x1 plus lambda by 2 is equals to y1 by 3 is equals to what? Lambda x1 minus 16 by minus 4. Okay. Now, by equating these three values, we eliminate lambda, we obtain the required locus. From this to what happened? 3x1 plus 3 lambda is equal to 2y1. And from these two what happened? Minus 4y1 is equal to 3 lambda x1 minus 48. We have the 3 lambda value. Substitute 3 lambda value there. We eliminate lambda itself. We get the required locus. So 4y1 plus what is my 3 lambda value? 2y1 minus 3x1. 2y1 minus 3x1 into x1 minus 48 equal to 0. Okay. So 4y1 plus 2x1 y1 minus 3x1 square minus 48 equal to 0. Minus 48 equal to 0. So multiply with minus sign and write the locus. What we get? 3x square minus 2xy minus 4y plus 48 equal to 0. This is the locus of poles of the line with respect to the circle. You first ask one question to yourself. Why the poles are varying for a single line? Here the circles are varying. There exists a pole for a line with respect to a circle. Therefore, here the circles are varying. For every circle, there exists one pole. You collect all those poles, each and every pole lies on the locus, like this. 3x square minus 2xy minus 4y plus 48 equal to 0. Write the polar S1 equal to 0. Compare with that 2x plus 3y minus 4 equal to 0 itself. We get the condition in this manner. Equate these two, again equate these two. We obtain two conditions. And eliminate lambda. Just to substitute the 3 lambda value. That is 2y1 minus 3x1. Here itself. Minus 4y1 comes to the right side. That is plus 4y1. That is 3 lambda value is 2y1 minus 3x1 into x1. This is x1 is there. Minus 48 equal to 0. So 4y1 plus 2x1 y1 minus 3x1 square minus 48 equal to 0. Multiplying on both sides by minus and write the locus, that is instead of x1 by x and y1 by y, we get the required locus, that is 3x square minus 2xy minus 4y plus 48 is equals to 0 we obtained. The polars of point P with respect to the given circles meet in Q. The radical axis of two circles divide PQ in the ratio is what? So how many circles are there? 2 circles are given to you. The polars of some point P with respect to the 2 circles meet at some point Q. Then their radical axis divides PQ in the ratio is what they are asking. So how many circles are there? There are 2 circles. This is the first circle. This is the second circle, say. Now P is any point. P is any point. Suppose P is here. Now draw the polars of P with respect to the 2 circles. So this is chord of contact of these 2 circles of the circle. So this is the polar. Can I find the polar of the P with respect to the second circle or not? This is the polar of the second circle with respect to the polar of the point P with respect to the second circle. This is the radical axis of the 2 circles. This is the point Q. This is your point P. Now the line joining of PQ. This is my line joining of PQ. The line joining of PQ is divided by this radical axis is what? The ratio is what they are asking. So this is a rough diagram for you. This is the meaning of the question. There are 2 circles. P is the any point in this plane. Write the polars of P with respect to the 2 circles. They meet at that point Q. They meet at this point Q. Then the line joining of PQ is divided by that radical axis is what? What is the ratio they are asking? For that, what you have to do? We consider the 2 circles in this manner. For my sake of convenience, x square plus y square plus 2 lambda 1x plus c equal to 0. X square plus y square plus 2 lambda 2 plus x plus c equal to 0. This type of circles are called standard form of coaxial system of circles. In your previous days, you have this coaxial system is in your syllabus, but nowadays it is deleted for you. So you don't know about this circle, but I am considering for this problem in this manner. Standard equation of coaxial system of circle like that. X square plus y square plus 2 lambda x plus c equal to 0. For my sake of convenience, I am taking the 2 circles as in this manner. Here the radical axis is itself what? X is equal to 0. That is y axis is your radical axis. X equal to 0 is the radical axis. P x1 comma y1 is any point in the plane of these 2 circles. Can I write the polar or not? Polar of that point x1 y1 with respect to the circle is what now? Xx1 plus yy1 plus lambda 1 times of x plus x1 plus c is equal to 0. If you write the polar for the second circle itself, what? Xx1 plus yy1 plus lambda 2 times of x plus x1 plus e equal to 0. By solving these 2 equations, we get Q. My dear students, each of these line is of the form what? Xx1 plus yy1 plus c plus lambda 1 times of x plus x1 equal to 0. Similarly, this lambda 2 times of x plus x1 equal to 0. Both the lines passing through point of intersection of these 2 lines are not. So the point of intersection of these 2 lines is nothing but the point of intersection of these 2 lines. The second line is of the form what? Same thing plus lambda times of x plus x1 equal to 0. The point of intersection of these 2 is nothing but the point of intersection of these 2 lines. So what is my x coordinate? That is x is equal to minus x1. Keep x equal to x1 here, we obtain minus x1 square plus yy1. Next what? Plus c equal to 0. From that, what is my y value? First of all, yy1 is equal to x1 square minus c by y1. This is the y coordinate. So what is the point of intersection of the polars of 2 circles here? Minus x1 comma x1 square minus c by y1 we obtain. What is P now here? x1 comma y1. Now clearly the midpoint of x1 y1 and minus x1 comma x1 square minus c by y1 lies on x equal to 0 or not? What is x1 plus minus x1? 0. So the point of intersection is here itself, that is 0 comma something, it lies on the radical axis. So the radical axis divides PQ in the ratio is what? The ratio is 1:1. Is it midpoint lies on the x equal 0 or not? What is the midpoint? 0 comma something. 0 comma something lies on x equal 0. So the ratio is 1:1. Your point is on what? In the plane of two circles. My dear students, remember one thing. Your point is on the radical axis. Their point of intersection again on the radical axis. Note this point very carefully. Your point is not on the radical axis, that is in the ratio 1:1. Sometimes your point may be on the radical axis. Suppose these are the two circles. This is my radical axis. P is on the radical axis. Find the polars of P with respect to the two circles. This is one of the polar. This is the polar of the point P with respect to the second circle. These two intersect again on what I am saying? Radical axis. This is the special case. Otherwise, PQ is bisected by the radical axis. PQ is bisected by the radical axis. That is, the ratio is 1:1. It is a wonderful good result for you. Okay. Here without solving these two equations, you can solve these two equations. It is very large for you by solving these two equations. Instead of solving these two equations, I am solving these two equations. For my sake of convenience, I am taking the two standard equations. That is like this: x square plus y square plus 2 lambda 1x plus c equal to 0, x square plus y square plus 2 lambda 2x plus c equal to 0. Or you may take the two standard equations and prepare the radical axis and find their polars, find the point of intersection. After some time you get the same ratio, that is 1:1. Understand? See, this is the question. The circles which can drawn passing through 1, 0 and 3, 0 and touches y-axis intersect an angle theta, then what is cos theta? So we have to find out the value of cos theta. There are two circles are there which are drawn passing through 1, 0 and 3, 0 and touches y-axis. So these are the two circles, say. These two circles touches y-axis. And these two are passing through what? 1, 0 and 3, 0. You have to find out the angle between them and then find cos theta. If it is theta, you have to find out the value of cos theta. So clearly this is x-axis. 1, 0 and 3, 0 both y coordinates are 0. Therefore this is x-axis. The point of intersections lies on x-axis. Its midpoint is what now? 2, 0. So every perpendicular bisector should passing through center of the circle. So the center is of the form what? 2, 0. This is 2, 0, some 2, k. The center is of the form 2, k form. Because the slope is infinity. When it is 2, the radius of the circle becomes what? 2 units. So the distance from here to here is also 2 units. So center is of the form 2, k and one of the point is what now? 1, 0. The distance from center to point on the circumference of circle is what? Radius. So 2 minus 1 whole square plus k minus 0 whole square. K square is equals to 4 itself. So what is your k square value? 4 minus 1, that is 3. The value of k equal to plus or minus root 3. So what are the possible centers here? 2, minus root 3 is one center and other center is what now? 2, root 3. So these are the two centers. Distance between the two centers is what now? 2 root 3 units. So every radius is 2 units. R1 is 2, R2 is also 2. We have R1, R2 and distance between the two centers. So can you write the cos theta or not? What is cos theta formula? Cos theta is equal to C1 C2 square minus R1 square minus R2 square by 2 R1 R2. 2 2s are 4, 4 3s are 12. 12 minus 4 by what? 2 R1 R2. that is cos theta is obtained by you. C1 C2 square minus R1 square minus R2 square by 2 R1 R2. Radius of the both circles are same 2, that is 8. 4 by 4 into 2. So this is 1 by 2. Your cos theta is 1 by 2 itself. If they are asking theta value, theta is equals to pi by 3. Cos 60 is 1 by 2. So the value of cos theta is 1 by 2. Just by writing the two equations itself, we can find the cos theta value. Without writing the equations, by taking the centers and radii, we can write the cos theta. What is the formula here? C1 C2 square minus R1 square minus R2 square by 2 R1 R2 itself gives the cos theta. Okay. Next one. The minimum radius of the circle for which orthogonal to both the circles. This is the question to you. Minimum radius of circle which is orthogonal to both the circles you have to find out here. These are the two circles. So, suppose these are the two circles. So many circles intersect these two circles orthogonally. We have to find out the minimum circle that cuts orthogonally the two circles. You can draw infinite number of circles are there, cutting orthogonally the two circles. We don't want all these circles. We want one circle, that is minimum circle. We mean the minimum radius of the circle you have to find out. Dear students, we know that the locus of center of circle cutting orthogonally the two given circles is what? Radical axis. So our required center lies on what? Radical axis. So can I find the radical axis of these two circles or not? What is that? X square plus y square minus 12x plus 35 equal to 0. And one more thing, x square plus y square plus 4x plus 3 equal to 0. What is the radical axis of these two circles? Clearly x equal to, this is minus 16x plus 32 equal to 0. That is x equal to 2. X equal to 2 is the radical axis. Now, suppose x equal to 2, then the center of the circle may be taken as 2 comma lambda, say 2 comma lambda. Now the length of tangent from center to any circle is equal to the radius of that circle. Am I correct or not? So if it is 2 comma 3 is the center of 2 comma lambda is center of circle, then length of tangent from center to the two circles is equal to the radius of the circle. We know that. So from that 2 comma lambda, can I find the length of tangent or not? That is the radius of the corresponding circle. R is equals to what now? 2 comma lambda, I am substituting this equation. 2 square means 4 plus lambda square. Again 2 12s minus 24 and plus 35. This is nothing but root of lambda square plus 15. This is 4 plus lambda square. We are substituting here. 4 plus lambda square minus 24 plus 35. This is the radius. R is equal to root of lambda square plus 15. For what value of lambda we obtain the minimum value? For lambda is equals to 0, we obtain the minimum value. So for lambda is equals to 0, we mean the center of the circle is 2 comma 0. So what they are asking, the minimum radius of the circle which the orthogonal for the both circles. For lambda is equal to 0, what is the radius becomes? Your radius is root of 15. So the only one concept is the locus of center of circle cutting orthogonally the two circles is what? Radical axis. So your required center lies on the radical axis. So radical axis what here? X is equals to 2. For x is equal to 2, any point on the radical axis is taken as 2 comma lambda. Now the important point is the length of tangent from the point to the any of the two circles is equal to the radius of that circle, because that circle cutting orthogonally. If this is the circle cutting orthogonally, then the radical axis passing through center of that circle, at that same time the length of tangent from center to the two circles is equal to the radius of the circle. Equal to the radius of circle. So your value is root 15. Radius of the required circle is root 15. This is the question. The common chord of the circle and the circle passing through origin touches the line y equal to x, always passing through what? This is the question. The common chord of the first circle and second circle is given indirectly to you. That circle passing through origin and touches the line y equal to x, always passing through what? That is the question. So this is the first circle and another circle is given to you indirectly that touches the line y is equal to x at origin. So how many circles can you draw? Infinite number of circles may be prepared such a way that the circle touches the line y equal to x at origin. What is the form? Can I write the point circle to this one or not? What is the point circle of origin here, my dears? That is x square plus y square is equals to 0. What is the line? Y minus x equal to 0 or x minus y equal to 0. So equation of any circle s dash is of the form what now? S dash is equals to x square plus y square plus lambda times of x minus y or y minus x equal to 0. This is s plus lambda l equal to 0. It is passing through what? 0 comma 0. This is the any circle passing through point of intersection of s equal to 0 and the line l equal to 0, s plus lambda l equal to 0. That is x square plus y square plus lambda x minus lambda y is equals to 0. We have to find out the equation of, we have to find out the circle. So many circles are passing through this point of intersections with the given circle and this circle. So find again the radical axis of these two circles. What is that? X square plus y square plus 6x plus 8y minus 7 equal to 0. So by subtracting lambda minus 6 times of x plus minus lambda minus 8 times of y plus 7 equal to 0. Understand? So this is of the form L1 plus lambda L2 equal to 0. Make solve L1 is equal to 0 and L2 equal to 0. We obtain the fixed point. We are getting the fixed point, that is x1 comma y1. So how can you write this one? Lambda times of what? Minus lambda times of x here minus y plus minus 6x and you have minus 8y plus 7. This is equal to 0. By solving these two equations we get the fixed point. So that is x equal to y, substitute here, we get minus 14x plus 7 is equal to 0, x equal to 1 by 2, substitute here itself, y is equal to 1 by 2. So the fixed point is what now? 1 by 2 comma 1 by 2. In this manner we can do this one. So one circle is given directly, another circle is given indirectly. We are preparing in this manner s plus lambda l equal to 0. I am again finding the radical axis of these two circles. This is infinite number of circles. Every line is of the form as L1 plus lambda L2 is equals to 0. By solving the L1 equal to 0 and L2 equal to 0, we obtain the fixed point. That is what here 1 by 2 comma 1 by 2. Thank you.